Professional wrestling is full of exciting moves that make for huge pops, yet the WWE has banned some of the most exciting moves in wrestling, some for dubious reasons. Here are 9 banned moves the WWE needs to bring back. Number 1. The PILEDRIVER. Still one of wrestling's most iconic moves, the PILEDRIVER is as rare in the WWE as good promos and consistent storylines. The PILEDRIVER was a finisher that looked realistic as a wrestler drove their opponent's head into the mat apron, yet protected them from injury when done right. However, when Owen Hart botched a PILEDRIVER on Stone Cold Steve Austin and nearly crippled him, the move took years off his career, leading to early retirement. Thus, the WWE has been reluctant to let anyone use the move, and while there have been instances where the company has authorized its use on rare occasions, typically in the form of the Tombstone PILEDRIVER considered a much safer variant, it's been largely absent. Realistically, there are other moves with the potential to do harm when botched, and the WWE is being overly cautious here, making this a move there's little reason to ban. Number 2. The MUSCLEBUSTER. Samoa Joe's MUSCLEBUSTER became synonymous with the Samoan submission machine, a formidable foe capable of sustaining extreme amounts of punishment and dealing out even more. One of the moves Joe often used was the MUSCLEBUSTER, that is until a dark match between him and Tyson Kidd. Sadly, Joe's accidental injury to Tyson Kidd not only ended Kidd's career, but Joe's use of the MUSCLEBUSTER. In a November 2018 interview, Kidd recalled the events. The night of the injury, it was just one of those days where the show was being changed up to the last minute, but the show was being changed, and the next thing I know, it's me against Joe in a dark match. I'd never worked Joe before. I'd of course seen him. I'm a student of the game, I've seen everybody, but I'd never physically worked him. When we landed on the MUSCLEBUSTER, I saw the whitest light I've ever seen. I thought it was a concussion for a second. I remember thinking, man, I did this whole match completely on the fly. I pulled it off and then I got rocked at the end. Kidd's wife Natalia would advocate on his behalf, dismissing a surgeon who wanted to operate on Kidd immediately, but who admitted they were not one of the best. Instead, they found an expert who then told them, "You have a very similar injury to Christopher Reeve, and the truth is your C2 is what controls your breathing. When it hit your spinal cord, you should have suffocated to death right there." She said 5% of people survive this injury, and of the 5 who do, 99% are paralyzed. Tyson Kidd has since retired from in-ring competition, but works backstage in the WWE as a producer. While his injury can't be swept under the table, Joe used the move for years without any serious incident. Nonetheless, from a legal perspective, the WWE might be open for a future lawsuit where they allowed Joe to use the move, and he accidentally injured someone else. Number 3. The Randy Orton Punt Kick. Randy Orton's psychotic heel character evolved from the legend killer into a WWE superstar hell-bent on destroying active competitors as well as wrestlers who'd hung up their boots. Whether it was John Cena or Triple H, Orton targeted the opponent's head and proceeded to kick a 65-yard punt that would usually lead to a storyline injury. However, with the WWE facing a class action lawsuit for allegedly hiding the effects of concussions, it probably seemed unwise to have a wrestler intentionally cause concussions on camera. After all, no jury can tell the difference between reality and fantasy. According to one report, Randy Orton himself has stated the punt kick is banned due to the WWE's concussion awareness program. But now that the concussion lawsuit has been dismissed, the WWE should consider bringing Orton's move back, even if it's only utilized for special occasions. Number 4. The Vertebreaker. Gregory Helms once used the Vertebreaker, a move where he placed an opponent on his back and then dropped him on their head, or so it appeared. In a 2016 interview, Helms explained the move. "It's easy to take. You tuck your chin, you take it like a German suplex impact. I would take a lot of impact on my upper back, which caused problems in my lower back. If I did it a couple of nights in a row, my back was jacked by the end of the loop. That's because I was taking care of the guy. I never drilled anybody. Kaz Hayashi would stare at the mat and pull his chin up at the last second and was just masterful at that. I think Kidman tried to do it one time and didn't tuck in time. I can't see what's going on back there, so if you don't tuck your chin, you're on your own. He got pegged a little bit, but he was okay. Someone backstage said I killed him, but I had to see it back." When Helms became the Hurricane in WWE, things changed and Vince McMahon instructed him to stop using the move. According to Helms, yeah, the move was over, but it didn't affect me because there were very few guys in the WWE I could do it to, especially as the Hurricane. All of my feuds were with big guys and I couldn't pick them up. That came from Vince himself. I didn't try to argue my point or anything. Vince tells you to do something, you kinda just do it. It wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't need to go to Vince and have a debate about it. It wasn't a big loss to me. Like many of the moves on our list, they often prove to be too irresistible, as seen at a 2016 house show in Jackson, Mississippi, when Seth Rollins hit a vertebraker on AJ Styles during a triple threat match involving them and Roman Reigns. Number 5. The Burning Hammer. The Burning Hammer is a move innovated by Japanese legend Kenta Kobashi, an inverted Death Valley driver that looks nothing short of devastating when executed properly. Former superstar Tyler Rex used the move until he ran afoul of John Cena, leading to the move being banned in the WWE. In November 2014, Rex discussed his use of the move and Cena's reaction. Well, we were at a house show and I was working with Eddie Colon, and I was going over using the Burning Hammer. When I put him up, he's supposed to be looking at the ceiling. It's like a moonsault for him and a sit-out DDT for me. I don't know what we did, we were hurrying or something. He didn't land on his stomach, he landed on his back and it looked like an FU. We were like, oh crap, John Cena is gonna be pissed. We got to the back and John Cena was looking at a monitor and he was just like, Rex, you're going to have to find a new finisher. He kind of smirked at me and I thought he was joking. I told him, yeah man, sorry about that. It kind of got screwed up and we'll make it right tomorrow. I thought he was suggesting we get it right, not to make it look like his. Personally, I think the Burning Hammer, my version of it, looks way better than an FU. I had approval from Vince and Arn and everybody. In a pre-session, Arn asked me what my finisher was, and I said, a Burning Hammer. Arn asked if Goldust was okay, and he said yes, it was easy to take. Arn said I was cleared to use it, and nobody said anything. I used it at Bragging Rights 2010 and John was literally across the ring from me when I hit Santino Marella with it and never said anything to me then. I'd been using it for 8 months on Superstars and everything before all this. I come backstage happy after a good match with Eddie, all excited, and John grabs me in front of everyone and says, what do you think you're doing? I thought I told you to get a new finisher. I said, yeah, I thought you were joking, John. We hit it wrong last night. I'm really sorry. He started yelling at me asking who gave me permission to use that. He belittled me, called me an idiot, and asked me if I enjoyed working here. I told him of course I do. He told me, find another finisher or you're fired. I was humiliated. I was a full-grown man. Why can't we talk about this like human beings? Number 6. The Wings of Love. Michelle McCool's finisher, the Wings of Love, is rumoured to have been shelved because the move looked too powerful for women to be inflicting on opponents. However, that was during the Divas era when a Playboy pillow fight was the Divas equivalent of a barbed wire cage match. Now that the WWE's women's division are competing in Hell in a Cell matches and TLC matches, there should be no limit to the moves they perform. Number 7. Chair shots to the head. Like the punt kick, the WWE's concern over its concussion lawsuit likely contributed to its decision to ban chair shots to the head. While the concussion-related medical condition CTE is a legitimate concern, chair shots to the head shouldn't be banned straight out. It's more a matter of not having wrestlers to take unprotected chair shots to the head or repeated chair shots to the head. A chair shot to the head shouldn't be a transition move, but something which stops an opponent cold. Number 8. The Brainbuster. The Brainbuster is a move that Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch made famous during his career. Longtime WWF fans may even recall that the Brainbuster was used by WWE Hall of Famer Koko B. Ware at one point, although the WWF called it the Ghostbuster. The Brainbuster is a powerful looking move that makes the piledriver look like a body slam. The WWE's Brainbuster ban goes back to the concussion issue and likely fears by the promotion's legal team about potential lawsuits. Considering the move's safe use for decades, it's difficult to argue for banning it, but lawyers can be persuasive, especially when they suggest multi-million-dollar lawsuits. And number 9. Hangman's Chokehold. The spectre of the Benoit tragedy still hangs over the WWE, with the promotion being leery of portraying anyone being choked. Recall how Daniel Bryan was released from the WWE during the Nexus Invasion angle, where he choked Justin Roberts with a ring announcer's tie, unaware of the rule. Thus it's no surprise that the move the Hangman's Choke is barred from the WWE. Sadly, Vince McMahon's adherence to the maxim "appearance is reality" means it's unlikely the WWE will bring the hold back as long as it sticks to its family-friendly approach to wrestling. Well guys, there you have it, 9 banned moves the WWE needs to bring back. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.